Year 2025. 2025 begins under the sign of reflection. Not all the situations that gave you food for thought in 2024 have been completely resolved. Jupiter, until June, and Saturn in opposition still require a little attention in managing some problems, personal or family, or even directly linked to the economic sphere that you carry over from the previous year. In the summer period, however, Saturn will make a brief stop in Aries. You will have the opportunity to face and resolve some problems that are troubling you much more easily. The eclipses of this year, after all, will not give you much choice other than to move forward. For this reason, they will dismantle your old life piece by piece, or at least what no longer makes sense. Before acting or making any decision, however, ask yourself what is really important to you. Some paths or life situations, in fact, may no longer be right for you, and returning to your previous life could be difficult, if not impossible. In March, the lunar eclipse in Virgo could give you the first important warnings of what you need to leave behind. In many cases, it could be a job, in others a relationship. Much depends on the situation you find yourself in. In this process, undoubtedly a bit tiring, you will however have the support of Pluto, a planet closely linked to personal power. The planet states that you should not be discouraged by some unexpected events, and that every change will prove favorable for your growth and your happiness. Love and Eros. In your close relationships, whether they are family, friends, or love, you will have to face numerous changes. In many cases, it will be a matter of finding solutions to those issues that have been creating an imbalance for you for a long time: an unsatisfactory love relationship, a double relationship, an uncomfortable work collaboration, or problems related to the home or a family member. Nothing will ever be easy or lukewarm, as the important transits that regulate the course of this year want. Jupiter in Gemini and Saturn in Pisces will push you to find new balances, new forms, to turn events in your favor. In some cases, you will have to make significant cuts, prune relationships that have no real value for your emotional development and your happiness. In others, it is simply a matter of trying to meet your partner halfway, and together, hand in hand, aim in the same direction. The advice of the stars? Let go of relationships that are now exhausted and fight for those that still mean a lot to you. Between February and June, Venus will protect your choices and ask Cupid to point his arrows in your direction. If you are single, you could meet a new person who will give you the opportunity to savor emotions that you have not felt for a long time. Whether it is a flirt, useful for overcoming a disappointment in love, or a relationship that has potential, in this phase you will be able to return to experiencing intense, strong, stimulating emotions. A real panacea for your well-being and happiness. Work and realization. With 2025, the time has come to discover which circumstances influence or not your serenity and extinguish your hopes. In the workplace, if you feel forced into the routine of a role or tasks that certainly do not revive enthusiasm, you could feel the urgency to change, to do something different. In July, the transit of Uranus in Gemini will emphasize some latent dissatisfactions, at the same time accentuating your need for independence and freedom. You will probably want to change some dynamics that are now too tight for you, and if it is true that some changes could prove useful, you will have to be careful not to make too hasty decisions, the result of a moment of impatience. However, there will be a fundamental ally to guide you in your decisions: intuition. At the end of March, Neptune will leave the sign of Pisces to move into Aries until October, which means less confusion, less doubts, less uncertainties. This means that between a few steps forward and a few steps back, you will eventually find yourself in the right place. The best period for study, work, and communication in general? The period from March 4 to 30, from April 27 to May 10, the months of July and August. In those periods, the leap in quality will not only be possible, but will become easier. body and mind. Your energy in 2025 will be a little low due to Saturn against you, so this year you will have to take into account some ailments and a bit of tiredness. April in particular is a month in which you could perceive a greater lack of energy, or if you are over 40 suddenly feel the weight of age. In that period, Venus will move into Pisces joining Saturn, a tiring transit for your sign, which will ask you to intelligently manage your energy. In your sights, there could be some personal problems. Wings, important decisions, and your mood might not be the best. In June, Jupiter changes sign, dissolving the opposition to your birth sun, so if you have had some problems with your waistline, it will be easier to get back into shape during the summer. Mars, the planet of Eros and physical strength, will be in a harmonious aspect to your Sun from Leo between mid-April and mid-June, between August and September, and then in November and December. The advice of the stars? Don't pressure yourself or stress yourself, always take care of yourself, and whenever you can try to carve out moments of well-being. In this regard, start marking the months of February, March, May on your calendar, because these are the best times for health and beauty. During that period, it will be important to indulge your desire for movement and physical activity, especially outdoors. Maybe in the company of friends with whom you feel comfortable.